y'all, it's Kim. So I just was kind of curious about something because I just this whole modern feminism is kind of like making women lonely and stuff because they just think they don't need a man. And I'm like, well, you do, but not everybody has to get married. I get it, but it's like, wow. So I put into sorry, X, because I was just curious. It says liberal women crying over not being married or having children. It says videos are circulating. This is from November 1st, so it's pretty recent. It says videos are circulating online showing women in their 30s and 40s tearfully reflecting on being single, childless, and without stable homes. The clips often include captions expressing regret or longing for family life, sparking widespread discussion about loneliness, societal expectations, and shifting relationship norms. This lady says it's impossible for women after 40 to find a boyfriend. I have no children. I cook delicious food and have a big house. Am I really that bad? No, I think what you did is you traded off family for the big house, for all this stuff. You could have had that big house with a man and children, but you chose to go by what society said because it's social construct, all this stuff. And it's like, well, now you're seeing and having the regrets that come along with that. I mean, I've been married for 28 and a half years. We have two daughters that are grown now. Well, we don't have any grandkids yet, and that's kind of another thing. I mean, because both of them are at the childbearing age, they should be married, have kids, and all that stuff. And unfortunately, they don't. But that could be societal expectations, like this person said, in the original post up here. But it's like, let's look and see. I mean, I think it's kind of sad because you've fallen into this trap. Yes, feminism was a good thing when it first started, and I've got something that I had Chat GPT pull up for me. But yeah, it's kind of sad when you think about it. Because when you're young, you think, oh, I'm going to have all this stuff and have all this free time. And then when you get older, you have all that free time, but you have nothing else to occupy it. Like you don't have any grandkids to go see or, a husband to hang out with, because that's the thing. We're not empty nesters because, like I said, we had a 28-year-old and a 25-year-old, and 25 still lives home at home, but she's not married, no kids. She just works and stuff like that and goes and hangs out with some of her friends. But other than that, she's here. And so it kind of, in a way, bothers me that neither of my kids have kids. People are doing this stuff later in life. And then some of them just don't get to do it at all. But anyway, let's watch this video. I mean, it's kind of heartbreaking. Says we'll be 30 next year, no marriage, no child. I always go to bed with tears. Well, I mean, that gives me chills because that's not right. I mean, I'm going under and I feel this time there's no one to say. And of course, they had to put Louis Capaldi on there. Oh my gosh. So, of course, I've got chills. There's his voice. Okay. I'm turning 39, not married, no child, not in a serious relationship. I'm hopeless. Please help me, God. Yeah, I mean, it's so sad because you're convinced that, oh, if you have children young, it's going to ruin your life and you won't ever be able to complete anything. You may have to put some pauses on certain things if you have them at a younger age, but I mean, your chances of actual fertility and all that stuff is better when you're younger. I'm not saying that you have to go out and have kids at a young age, like 18, 19, 20 years old. I'm just saying, like mid 20s. Yeah. I mean, we were way younger than that. I was 18 when I had the first one, and then 21 when I had the second. So, I mean, I'm a little bit of an exception to that, but it was hard. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's the hardest thing you'll ever do in your entire life. But I think in the long run, as long as you raise your kids right, it's gonna pay off at the end. You're gonna have kids that love you, want to spend time with you, want to see you, want to talk to you, that kind of stuff. I mean, yeah. I mean, yes, it is hard. It is the hardest thing you will ever do in your entire life, but it's well worth it. Anyway,
This all or nothing really got a way of driving me crazy. I need somebody to hear.
the age of 39, still single, no children, no house, no car. Dear Lord. Yeah, I mean, she must live in like the city or something where she doesn't have to rely on cars, but we live out kind of in a little bit of rural area. I hate saying that word, but it's not really country. It used to be, but now they're building it up. So anyway, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel for him.
Somebody to have, somebody to hold. It's easy to say, but it's never the same.
Yeah, I'm sad for these women, but they just were almost like pressured into it. So then this says a liberal feminist woman throws in the towel and admits she needs a man in her life. Let's see what she's got to say here.
I fear I need a man in my life. I am a strong, successful female. I have a whole career. I got a lot going for me, and I still need a man. Because today the lights went off in my car and said, low tire pressure. And I was like, what? I would love to be able to text someone and go, babe, there's a light on, and I don't know what to do. Instead, you have me out here checking tire pressure, putting air in my tire. I'm tired of being strong.
Well, that's what I mean, you fell for the lie. You don't have to be strong. It's the best thing in the world to know I have a husband that will take care of things like that. Car stuff, house stuff, like garage, the yard. I mean, all of the things he takes care of stuff. I take care of like inside the home unless it's a repair that he has to take care of. But like squeaky door and junk like that. But I clean the house and do all this stuff. He does all the, I guess you could say, mechanical. So, and either way, even if they say they don't need a man, they still would need a man because you'd have to go to a mechanic, and most of them are going to be men. So, it's kind of like one of these things. You still need a man. He may just not be the one sleeping with you every day. Just saying. Oh man, it's crazy.
And I want some man to go, my baby's in danger. Must get air for her tire.
What the hell is she talking about? Oh. Well, I mean, at least she's admitting she's a man. It says a feminist decided not to marry when she was young. This is from last year. Now she's 50 plus and crying and feels lonely and wants to marry and someone to share her life with. Loneliness is now causing a severe depression. Let's see.
I'm 53.
Mm.
And I just can't believe that I'm sitting here, and it has been several years. I think it was over a year that I had a date, and then it's been several years since then.
And I'm just going to say, I mean, I'm 47, and I mean, I get it. After a certain point, you stop being like attractive. I mean, it is what it is. You just start losing your licks, and it happens. I mean, she's relatively attractive, so she could probably find a decent older man, or whatever, even if it's a younger man and he's nuts. But I'm just saying, okay, I don't understand what the deal is. But I mean, maybe it's her standards, like some of them have these really high standards that, and I'm not saying you should lower them to a trash level, but I'm just saying, don't think that you're way up here and the guy has to be like rich and powerful and do all these things. I mean, he could just be a, middle income earner or whatever. It doesn't have to be this super high earning guy. You might just meet somebody that's actually decent. But anyway, let's listen to her. Sorry.
Where are all the good men? I'm tired of being alone. I want to share my life with someone. I am just
Can I say something about that too? She's saying we're all the good men. They're out there. These women have placed themselves on such a pedestal. And then they've demonized men and called them toxic masculinity for so long that now they're just to the point where they don't even want to get in the middle of anything. They don't want any, they don't want to be in the drama. They don't want to be accused of being the part of the patriarchy. Sorry, I just get my hands all going here. But they don't want to be accused of doing things that they're not actually doing. And just because they're a man, they're not guilty of what other men did. You know what I mean? Like that's almost like you being in a relationship and then you get divorced and then you blame all, you think every other man is going to be that way. That's not how it works. I mean, they're not all men are jerks. Not all men are great, but you can't lump them all in the same category and say, oh, they're oppressing you and this, that, and the other, or they're toxic masculinity, or you're trash, you're part of the patriarchy. I mean, that's what they've done for years and years and years, and it's just become this systemic thing. And now they're wondering where all the good men are. Hello, ladies. Y'all are the ones pushing men away, hoping for a career and all this other stuff, and then also demonizing them and making them feel bad about themselves. I mean, they don't want anything to do with that. Your goal, I think, as a wife is to actually encourage your husband to keep going because it's a hell on men. They have it way harder than you. And like somebody said on a podcast, they were like, for men, it's almost like they have all the responsibility and none of the authority. So women will be like, oh, well, you're in charge of all this stuff, but I don't want you to have in charge of anything. See, it just doesn't make sense. Let's see.
I want to be in love. I want to share my life with someone. I want to feel the joys. I want to have my hands held. I want to be held. I want to kiss. I want to support. I want to make coffee with that person. I want my person. I want my person. Why is it so hard to find your person? I'm tired.
Well, because you chose other things over looking for a man. I don't really know what your situation is. To be honest, I have no idea. I'm just going by what she's saying. It's like, what were you doing in your 20s, 30s, 40s? Now you're early 50s. What were you doing with your life? Were you focused on a career? Were you like going out, hanging out with your girlfriends and sleeping around with men? I mean, I don't know. I'm just spitballing as far as that. I'm not trying to accuse her of something because I don't know who she is. It's like, what were you doing? And then liberal woman says she gets so angry while looking at me. Of course, that it causes her to get hives. Really? So she says she's single for life. It says most sane woman. Let's see what she has to say. This is part of the problem here, guys.
I don't know if this happens to anybody else, but the anger I get from making eye contact with a man is like so ridiculous sometimes. Look at the hives I just got. Literally just from making eye contact with a man. I literally feel so disgusted. I feel like
she's not that great looking. Sorry. What the hell is this?
Ow! It stresses me out. Don't look.
These people are like totally unhinged. No wonder they can't find. No wonder she can't find. That's why she's single for life. Oh my gosh. She explains how ridiculous the liberal women are. Let's listen to this one. Crying about not having rights when women in Afghanistan and other parts of the world have zero rights. Y'all literally still have all your rights. Check, get the heck out of here. Let's see, when was this? Oh, November 10th of 2024, so right after the election. And where are these feminists?
Liberal women losing their ever-loving minds.
And where are all the feminists when guys are going into the locker rooms? Where are all the feminists when these women, like she's talking about in Afghanistan, are having their ass beat just for being a woman or for not covering their wrists and stupid stuff like that? I've seen videos of that. Or, like their hair comes out of the whatever the covering thing is, and I don't even give a crap what it is called. But let's see. Yeah. Where are all the feminists when all these things are happening to women? They're just silent because it doesn't go along with their narrative, I guess. Let's see.
Liberal women losing their ever-loving minds because Trump got elected again. We need to have a little chat. You and I, okay? Stop it. There is no war on women. You can still walk around Target with your $12 Starbucks latte. You can vote, you can drive, you can start a business. If you're crying that you can't get an abortion for funsies on your lunch break in certain states, that's not Trump's fault. Please get some help. Yeah. You are spoiled. Compared to many women in other countries around the world, your party has manipulated you into thinking that your rights would be stripped. So let me give you a perspective shift. Women in Afghanistan have actually had their rights stripped. They can't work. They can't get an education. They can't speak without permission. They are covered from head to toe. They can't drive. They can't pray out loud. Do you know how absolutely ridiculous it looks to be crying about rights while living in the land of the free? The Trump administration, they had created a booming economy that benefited everyone, including women. More jobs, lower taxes, and an economic playing field that allowed women to thrive. He's not even back in the White House yet, and he's already appointed Susie Wiles for chief of staff, who will be the first woman to hold a position in American history. The people that are instilling fear in you that Donald Trump hates women and he's stripping everything you've ever had, they are doing you a disservice, and you are doing yourselves a disservice by listening to them. The world is not ending. Everything is going to be okay. Please stop shaving your heads.
And doing the stupid septum piercing. Hello, y'all look like stupidity walking with that stupid stuff in your nose. Oh gosh. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Okay, so she's not wrong. And then Trump has like what, 3 daughters? Tiffany, Ivanka, I don't know the other ones, if there are any other ones. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna get a little crude about but all the liberal women who say I'm not having a baby for the next 4 years. Oh, and y'all that are cutting off your hair in loons, what? That are now sporting a shaved head, just so you know. Oh my God. I can't even read this. Sorry. It's just like there's no punctuation. Let's see. I'm just trying to see if there's any more in here. Life is looking pretty bleak for childless 50-year-old affluent white female liberals who decided to focus on their careers instead of having a family. Yes, that's pretty sad. Okay, it says the woman in this video is not childless. Well, who knows? This liberal single mom is upset about losing her house in 2 years because the new rules demand she get a full-time job. You won't believe what she said. Okay, that has nothing to do with this. Teacher in South Carolina sobbing since Trump's win, decides with her fiance they won't be having kids in the foreseeable future. Well, that's probably a good thing. Okay, here's a good one. Feminism convinced women they could have it all. Now they're 40, independent, and crying in a very nice empty apartment. That about sums it up, y'all. Says the only women mad about this are childless lesbians. Most women I know don't want to go back to work. Evolution has created the most painful feelings for women when they are separated from their children, or heathen society inverts the natural order. It says changes in parents' employment status before and after the birth of a first child. So men pretty much stayed on the course, and then women that went down. It says 10 or 5 years before and 10 years after. Okay, let's see. So right-wing Twitter is having a field day with this one because it doesn't fit the hope that women who don't have children are just at home crying every night. Loving, appreciating, and acknowledge each stage of your life is a good thing. I don't know what she's talking about there. Oh, she's talking about she went to Beyonce and danced and that, all this stuff. Um, well, this just says a liberal woman who pushed her friends and family away over politics now says she's lonely. These people live the most miserable lives. This was from July. Let's see. She's crying because she voted for Trump. Okay. Well, I don't care about all this stuff. Oh, these are just the people that were mad after the election. So that's good. We've got enough information, I think, to realize that the feminism is not what it used to be. It was there for your rights and all that stuff to be equal with men. Let's see. So pretty much this is what original feminism was. And I was going to go through this in a separate video, this thing from ChatGPT. But for the most part, it says original feminism, late 19th and earlier 20th century. legal equality, securing the right to vote and own property. Because it used to be if your husband died, your father or a male relative would actually take over any claims of property rights that you have. Civil rights, educational opportunities, fair treatment under the law, suffrage, campaigning for women's voting rights, and then property rights, fighting to reform laws. And then modern feminism, early 2010s, and they call it the fourth wave, I guess, to the present, gender identity, emphasizing inclusivity for all gender identities. So, transgender, is that what they're talking about in this one? I guess. Um, intersectionality, addressing overlapping social inequalities, racial, class, and sexuality. This is not right. This is Chat GPT, though. So, body autonomy, advocating for rights to control one's own body. And then workplace equity. I guess I didn't see what that was, but I'll go back to the Chat GPT thing because this is what I asked it. I said, "Can you do a comparison between modern feminism and the original concept of feminism?" And so we'll do that in a separate video. But anyway, I hope you're not one of the ones crying because you're single. I hate that for you, but I hope you didn't just give in to the society pressure of, oh, you don't need a man, you don't need children. I think that's the best thing in the world for you. I mean, it's your God given right. God made you a special way to have children. I know not everybody can physically, so don't attack me for that. But yes, I know some people have fertility problems. I get it. I'm not dumb. But I mean, if you are able to have an organic relationship, develop that relationship, and then you have children and start the families thing. But anyway, but I will talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good day. See ya. Bye.